got obviously 150 victories, so I've got a lot to choose from, but a few that stand out. Obviously the most sentimental one is probably the Champs-Élysées in 2012 in the Tour de France, just for the simple fact that, well, not the simple fact, there's a few factors really. You know, I was world champion at the time, and I was getting led out by pretty much my brother Bradley Wiggins, as he was wearing the yellow jersey. So for a yellow jersey to lead out a sprinter is pretty rare, but for, you know, one of my best friends in my life doing it as he's winning the Tour de France, like, there's so many personal emotions that one really, you know. And for a British team, 2 British guys, it was pretty special. Yeah, everyone kind of dreams to be a road world champion. I'm fortunate to have won 3 world titles on the track. But yeah, the road world title in Copenhagen, just how more for the fact of how the team dominated rather than the actual win. You know, it was years of planning, even down to riders in GB having to score as many points as possible, so like 19th place in a race made more than 20th place just to get the points, to get as many riders in as possible. It was so much before the actual race, and then just to dictate the race from beginning to end. Yeah, to win the first male road title for GB since Tommy Simpson was special. And then actually probably my first world title on the track in 2005. So when I was young, I kind of knew I was good when I was a kid, you know, and I just won races, just won. But at the time, Great Britain was very data driven. You had to do times on the indoor trainer and whatever, and I couldn't do them. I couldn't do the power numbers or things, but I won races. Because I couldn't do the power numbers, I never got took to a junior world championship. And I truly believe I'd have been junior world champion, you know. Never went to a world championship as a junior, and then turned senior, and after the year I went to the World Championships, and actually I wasn't supposed to go to it. Geraint Thomas was supposed to go to it with Rob Hales, but he crashed when we were on training camp in Australia, and I went in his place, and we won. And it was like, I think it was the first middle finger to, you know, always had to, my whole career, and it hasn't stopped since then. My whole career I've had to jump through hoops. I don't know what I have to prove to do stuff, but it started then, and it's still going now. It doesn't matter what I win, I still have to prove myself more than somebody who's perhaps won less. And it started then, and I won the world title. So that was quite nice. The kind of quick step training camp this winter. This one guy was just screaming and shouting, always screaming and shouting. I was like, he's so loud. And Brian Holm, who's like, Brian was my best man at my wedding, he's director at the team, and he said, "Oh, that's your coach." And I thought, okay, if he's any good, like, sure, I won't be able to hear anymore, but I'll have good legs, you know. And I was speaking to a friend who was on Seg Racing that Basil was there from the beginning on, Stevie Williams, and he rides for my old team, Bahrain, and he worked many years and successful years with Basil. I spoke to him, and he said, listen, like, he's completely crazy, but if you trust the process, like, you'll go so good, you know. And at the training camp I went and I met with Basil to realise how often first of all to realise how often I have to wear my noise cancelling headphones, and then secondly to get a gauge of how we'll work together, and we just hit it off from the minute I spoke to you, I understood this guy's he's a bike racer. You know, it's very rare now that you get a trainer that's a bike racer, that is a racer that understands what it's like to be a cyclist, you know. And yeah, we just from what he said, I went in with this plan of kind of what I was going to say I needed, or I thought I needed, and then yeah, as anybody knows, Vazzy, he tells you what you need, but actually what he told me I needed was exactly what I was going to say. So I knew then it was like he got it, you know. And yeah, I love it. Like, I've never been so invested with a trainer to speak after a ride. I completely get what he's doing, and honestly, like, yeah, I won in Turkey. So I spoke to my wife after I won, but the first person I wanted to speak to after that was Vazzy. Like, I owe him like so much for like believing in me more than anything, you know. He's a legend, aren't you? No, really, yeah. Like, he's special. Like, he's special.